You're running an IVF clinic, but your online presence isn't attracting enough patients. What if I told you that there's a few key SEO strategies that could really help you dominate search results and consistently attract the most high intent patients? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share 5 proven SEO tactics, and these tactics are going to help your clinic stand out in a highly competitive market. Welcome to the Direction SEO channel, where we specialize in helping healthcare providers grow with proven marketing strategies. My name is Chris Kirksey. I'm the CEO. And if you're ready to increase your local visibility and attract more of the best patients, you're in the right place. So let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is your Google Business Profile. Google Business Profile, especially for IVF clinics where there's tons of people locally searching for you, that's one of the most powerful tools for attracting customers. So from the basics of ensuring your clinic name, address, and phone number are accurate, always start there. On top of that, you want to be consistently adding images to your Google Business Profile because lots of studies have been done, and businesses that are continually adding more images to their profile are always performing better. It doesn't have to be of your clients or you actually working with your clients. It can be of your team from different angles of them working. You can have pictures outside of your office, the parking lot. Just get people familiar with you as a business, as a brand, and they're going to be a lot more likely to convert into a customer. Now, when you're adding images, there was a study done that showed your Google Business Profile will actually rank better when you add text to those images. I'm talking on top of the image. Basically, Google needs to know that they can trust you. And how do they do that? Not just by images, but also reviews. And did you know that on your Google Business Profile, you can actually add FAQs? That is a huge, powerful tool that can help make sure that patients are having their questions answered. But also it'll help you on calls. So instead of people drowning your office with questions about different procedures, how it works, you can put all that on your Google Business Profile. Basically, whatever questions that you get, you should always keep it in a database somewhere on your computer so that you can create FAQs around those questions and answers. Now, when it comes to content marketing, obviously everyone knows create high value blogs, but what does that mean? Well, patients are often Googling questions like IVF success rates or how much does IVF cost in a city? Not only do you want to write educational blogs answering all these common concerns and questions, but you want to use FAQ schema markup on these blogs as well. When you try to think of what people are asking around your services, the best thing to do is use Google's People Also Ask and auto suggest. So for example, if you type in IVF plus your city, you can see what Google's autocomplete suggestions are. So when you start typing in your search bar, you can see that it might start suggesting other search terms. Those are gold because Google's giving you straight up what people are looking for, and they're recommending that you use that. So use that in your content strategy. But also, when people are searching on Google, you'll also see People Also Ask section that you can just hit drop down, and those are really helpful for creating the right kind of content. The most important part of creating content is actually creating clusters of content, organizing your content in a way that makes sense to both patients and Google and Gen AI engines. So rather than guessing on which topics to talk about, you can actually use like ChatGPT or Claude.ai in order to create really deep customer profiles that are just every possible concern, question, need for different potential customers of yours. So for example, one cluster might be around IVF costs and financing. Another one might be around IVF success rates by age. By having AI kind of crunch all this together, it can give you a clear roadmap of the topics that matter to your local audience, and you can create a 6-12 month content strategy. But make sure that you're actually doing it in content silos and clusters properly. Because if not, it's going to be scattered all over the place and it's not going to be helpful to Google or ChatGPT. And ultimately, all this effort you put into creating helpful content might not get found. And you don't want to spend time, which is money as well, into creating content that just never gets found. So now you've got blogs, you've got content clusters, silos, and they look pretty. But there's one last piece to it, and that's the on-page SEO optimization. Make sure that you're including location-specific keywords in your content. You do want to make sure that you're talking about your local area, and that could even be quoting a review from somebody in your local area. It's going to help with near me searches as well. And even if they don't include near me or the city, Google knows where people's IP addresses are, and they'll show them a page that's more specific to their location. On top of that, make sure that you're using headers, and it's not just, like I said before, walls of content, but internally link to different pages that are useful and helpful. And you don't only want links just throughout your site. You want to also link externally to relevant resources, maybe some information you found from another site, and link to it. Make sure it opens in a new tab so you don't take people away from your website. But the more that you're properly internal linking and outbound linking, it's also going to help that page's ranking. Want to skip the trial and error? Here at Direction, we specialize in SEO for healthcare providers, so you can focus on patient care while we'll handle everything with your online growth. Schedule a free strategy call today. Links in the description below. Now, let's get back to the video. Now we're going to talk about leveraging patient reviews to build trust. I've said before that you definitely want to make sure you are getting a consistent amount of reviews to your Google business profile. Guess what? You can leverage your Google reviews even further by having a review page on your website. This is really important. People are making a really big life decision here. And if they can go to a page that has customer reviews, it's going to help them a lot in making that decision. But on top of that, search engines love seeing that you're transparent and you have a whole page dedicated to reviews and customers' experiences. And what's really cool is you can use ChatGPT to create a QR code that can take them to maybe a page on your website where they have the ability to leave a review on Google. And even if you get a negative review, make sure to respond. It's always better to respond than just leave no response to a negative review. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is your mobile optimization and your website speed. Over 60% of patients search for healthcare providers on their phones. So your website has to be mobile friendly. It also needs to look good and feel good when you're scrolling. You don't want things that are either too big or text that's too small. I always recommend having a minimum font size, both on mobile and desktop, of 18. So usually desktop, I recommend anywhere from 20 to 22 size font, but mobile, minimum 18. When your website's fast and it looks great on mobile, it's going to build trust. It's also going to help you get found in search results. The last thing I want to talk about is when you're searching for different IVF terms, fertility clinic terms, you'll probably see that there's conversations happening on Reddit and Quora. This is really important for you to go in and start responding to those questions. The more that you're engaged in these threads like Reddit, Quora, Facebook groups, or LinkedIn, that basically you have a lot of opportunity to get your clinic out there. And the more that you do that, Google's actually going to pick up your responses from, say, like Reddit and Quora and stuff like that. And it's going to better signal you as an authority in your industry, which is ultimately going to help both your local rankings and your website rankings. What is the biggest SEO challenge your clinic's facing? Drop an answer in the comments. If you found this video helpful, then I'd love it if you just hit like and subscribe and turn on those notifications for more awesome healthcare marketing strategies. Do you want to sharpen your SEO strategy even further? Well, your next step is just one click away. Watch this video next to learn more about the latest trends in healthcare SEO.